Yes.
now.
Yes, of course, Aditya. And I'm so delighted to invite our next speaker. And please join hands in welcoming him with an applause. Mr. Yathiraj Agarwal, sir, we are so happy to have you with us as our next speaker for this particular session. And he is one with 43 years of experience in sales and including 28 years as the international sales trainer and business coach that he has been. I'm so happy since I'm also from Rajasthan, sir, and in Jaipur. So he's BITS Pilani alumni and a certified profit engineer from Australia. And he has trained lakhs of salespeople, startups, MSMEs, and business owners all over the world. His clients have seen growth up to 300% in 1 year and 700% in 3 years. So, some of his excellent programs, as he would be talking about, are about negotiation skills and tripling your sales in 90 days. So, I welcome India's first sales and profit engineer, Mr. Yathiraj Agarwal, sir. Welcome, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ira. Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And it is really, really a pleasure and an honor for me to have this opportunity. And before I start, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, because we have people from all around the world.
Yes, sir.
So depending on wherever you are, whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And I want to thank, WTO, okay, World Transformation Organization, and the organizers of WTD, World Transformation Day. And especially I want to thank Kushalji, Chandrasekhar, all my co-speakers, and especially all the MCs, because MC means Master of Ceremony. So nothing happens without the MC. So really, really hats off to Ira and Aditya and all the other MCs I have been watching since morning. It has really been a great, great, great day. And most important, I want to thank I want to thank the most important people. So in the chat box, can you tell me who is the most important person today?
Yes, they are our valuable audience who have joined with us.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So may I request all the audience to give yourself a round of applause and give a round of applause to everybody. In the chat box, you can write clap, clap, clap. I can see the chat box because I have got the YouTube open here, so I can see your comments. So let me see a few claps for the organizers, for the MCs, and for yourself. Right, great, excellent. Okay, so now that I have clapped for everybody, I have appreciated everybody. How many of you like me? I think most of you, if you had a chance to say, you will say you like me. Why? Because all of us, we like people who appreciate us. True or false? Just a second, I lost my share. Just a second.
No issue, sir.
All right. So most of the people, they like, okay. And that is one of the first step. I'll come to that in just a minute. Before that, let me just continue with my slides. Okay. Now this is my most favorite slide. Your success is your goal and your success is our goal. Because for me, for your training, okay, our goal is your success, because the more successful you are, the more business we will get through you. And of course, your success is also your goal. All right. So let's talk about business. Already, Ira has given you a brief introduction. And as he said, I'm India's first sales and profit engineer. I've empowered lakhs of MSMEs, business owners, and salespeople all around the world. And I'm also the founder and CEO of YA Training. So Today's session is about double your sales, triple your profit. How many of you are interested to double your sales, triple your profit? I'm sure all of you will say, yes, you are interested. So one of the tips I have already given you, and that is once people like you, they will listen to you. Let me give you one more tip. And that is, now based on the introduction Ira has given you, based on my dress, based on my talk, how many of you can trust me? I hope most of you will say, yes, we can trust you. Okay, looking at your background, looking at what you have done, because remember, once they trust you, they will buy from you. So those of you who are in selling, okay, or maybe who are new to selling, maybe you are a business owner, maybe you are a trainer, maybe you are a coach, maybe you are a mentor, whatever you are, remember the first two steps is all about making people to like you and making people to trust you. Because unless they like you, they will not listen to you. Unless they trust you, they will not buy from you. Now, I've been watching lots of other presentations and all the speakers, they have been absolutely phenomenal. But I'm sure you will all agree that the most important part of a business is to make money. How many of you agree? If you agree in the chat box, let me know if you agree. I can see the chat box. If you can just write A for agree. Okay, or you can write DA for disagree. Okay, I will know whether you agree or not. Because see, remember, I'm not saying that making money is the only purpose of business. But unless you make money, unless you're profitable, there is no point in doing business. So my session is entirely going to be focused on making money. Now, I hope you all like money. In case you don't like money, you may not like me. And that is perfectly all right with me, because even I don't like people who don't like money. Okay, I'm not saying that that money is the most important, but money is the second most important thing in the world. The most important thing is oxygen. Next to oxygen, money is the most important, because without money, nothing happens. I'm not saying money can do everything, but I can say without money, you cannot do anything. If you have money, you can even buy oxygen. But if you don't have money, you cannot even buy oxygen. So I'm going to be talking a lot about money. So before we continue, let me ask you, would you like to double your sales? If your answer is yes, just put it in the chat box in the YouTube, wherever you're watching this. Okay, you can just write yes if you like to double your sales. And also, who would like to triple your profit? If you would like to triple your profit, just say I or me. I or me. Right? So let me continue. I'm going to assume that all of you would like to double your sales and triple your profit. So here is one very important question for you. Okay, as you can see in the slide, it says dash decides success and failure of any company. What do you think will come under in that dash? What will be the right word to come there? When I ask this question to many people, I get many different answers. Some people will say mindset, some people will say planning, some people will say so many things. But okay, probably the closest answer is profit. Profit decides success and failure of any company. But if you ask me, I will not even say profit. I will say sales. Sales decides success and failure of any company. Why? Because sales decides the profit. Okay, if you don't have enough sales, then you cannot make profit. If you have enough sales, you may still not make profit. But if you don't have enough sales, you definitely cannot make profit. How many of you agree? If you agree, just type A in the chat box. So the right answer is sales. Now, when we talk, okay, let me ask you one more question. How many of you have seen a profit and loss statement? If you have not seen a profit and loss statement, say no. If you have seen a profit and loss statement, you can say yes, or you can be without answer. See, okay, before I continue, let me ask you one more question. All of you, you have invested a lot in attending this session. Now, some of you are saying, no, sir, we didn't invest any money. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about investment of your time. And I think you will agree when I say time is more valuable than money. Because money, even if you lose money, you can always get it back. Thank you very much, Basana. I can see all your responses. Thank you. So even if you lose money, you can always get it back. But imagine if you lose time, can you ever get it back? You cannot get back even 1 day or 1 hour or 1 minute. So time is more important, and you are investing your time. It's going to be almost 9 o'clock. And by the way, we have completed 15 hours of training today so far. We started at 6 in the morning and it's 9 in the evening. So 15 hours. I don't know if there is anybody who has been here throughout. Anybody who has been here throughout, just raise your hand or just put it in the chat box. Okay, we would like to, specially recognize you for being here throughout. Okay, so we have completed 15 hours. So coming back, so you are investing your time, and I'm sure you want the best return on the investment of your time. You want ROTI. ROTI stands for return on time invested. ROTI, return on time invested. If you would like to get the best return on your time invested, remember, the more you interact, the more you will benefit. I promise you one thing, even if you don't interact, you will benefit from this session, from this presentation. That's a guarantee. But I can't guarantee how long will that last. It may last 2 hours, it may last 2 days, but definitely not more than 2 weeks. But if you interact, the retention will be much, much, much higher. Okay, it could be as high as 700% more. Research shows that whenever you interact in a presentation, in a training program, your retention is 700% more. So if you would like to get more benefit out of your time investment, I suggest you to interact. It's perfectly all right for me whether you interact or not. I'm fully prepared, okay, for your interaction, and I'm fully prepared for your not interaction. Okay, so, but for your benefit, I would suggest you to interact. Okay, let's get back. So if you have seen a profit and loss statement, you will see there are 2 sides. The left-hand side, all expenses, and right-hand side is income. Okay, now, if you see on the left-hand side, there are lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of entries. Okay, right from, salaries to rent, to raw material, to this, etc. So many things will be on the left-hand side. But on the right-hand side, normally there'll be only 1 entry. Sometimes there could be 2, but most of the time it will be only 1 entry. Okay, can anybody write to me in the chat box, what is the entry on the right-hand side? What is the entry on the right-hand side? It is revenue from sales, or sales revenue, or sales income. Even if it is 2 entries, sales of other things. But the only thing which comes under income is sales. Everything else goes under expenses. But unfortunately, all the people who work on the left-hand side, they are all very well trained in that, or they have educated in that. And the people who bring in the right-hand side, the sales people, 95% of the sales people are neither trained nor educated in selling. They are educated, but not educated in selling. They are not trained in selling. They have experience, but not training. And we leave the future of our company in their hands. No wonder most of the businesses are running in losses. The research shows that 70% of the businesses are running in losses. Only 30% are making profit. Reason? Less sales or no sales or very little sales. So the whole point, you see, I was doing some research. It shows that more than 35 to 40% of business owners and salespeople in US are trained in selling. In India, what do you think will be that percentage? If you have any guesses, just write in the chat box. That percentage is less than 1 to 1.5%. Less than 5% of the people have ever attended even a seminar, a session like this on selling. Less than 5%. But less than 1 to 1.5% are trained in selling. Now, let me ask you a quick question. Imagine there are two tennis players who are playing a tennis match. One of them is highly talented, one of them is well trained. If they had a match, who do you think has a better chance of winning? Who has a better chance of winning? If it's possible, let me know in the chat box. Okay, I think you will agree that the trained tennis player has a better chance of winning. I have my favorite quote. If you have a pen and paper, you can write this down. Training will always beat talent when talent is not trained. I'll repeat. Thank you very much, Milind. I can see your feedback frame. Okay, so I agree with you. Training will always beat talent when talent is not trained. However, trained talent is unbeatable. Trained talent is unbeatable. Thank you very much, Kalpana. Well trained, absolutely. Thank you, Rotarian Krishnarjun. Thank you very much. Okay, so trained talent is. Now, we have a lot of talented salespeople. And if any one of them leaves your company, and assuming that you have them in your company, if they leave, your company is in trouble. Because you cannot take a new person and train them. But if you are depending more on training, and the talented person will do great, but even other people, they will do fine. They may not do great as talented person. Okay, for example, Sachin Tendulkar, he was talented and trained. Whereas Vinod Kamble, he was talented, but he did not take so much of training. And that's why, even though Vinod Kamble was more talented than Sachin, Sachin beat him. Sachin is known as the god of cricket. And Vinod Kamble hardly anyone knows. Okay, all right, let me quickly move on. So when we have understood about the importance of selling, let us talk about what is selling. Now, in my sessions, I always have an interactive. I'm a trainer, not a teacher. That means I believe a lot in interaction. I don't believe in one way. I'm not a speaker. I'm a trainer. So I believe in lot of interaction. Okay, Milind says training will always win over talent. Yes, fantastic. Very well written, Milind. So what is selling? Okay, if it's possible, you can type in the chat box. Otherwise, let me tell you what is selling. I have got 3 definitions and you can tell me which one you like most. My first definition of selling is identifying, activating, and satisfying customers' need. I repeat, selling is identifying, activating, and satisfying customers' need. If you like that, just write L. If you love that, just write LL. LL is love and L is life. Okay. Number 2, my definition for selling. Number 2 is selling is a transference of feeling. Now, before I continue on this, let me ask you a question. Who is the most difficult person to be convinced about your product or service? I'll repeat that question one more time. Who, according to you, who is the most difficult person to be convinced about your product or service? Okay, Kalpana, I can't see your answer. Oh, LL, thank you. Thank you very much, Kalpana. Okay, so who is the most difficult person? If I was sitting in front of you, my answer will be you. If you are the one who is answering, your answer should be I. I am the most difficult person to be convinced. I'm sure you have met enough salespeople, enough business owners who tried to sell a product, who tried to sell a service, but They themselves are not convinced about what they are selling. They are not convinced about the price. They are not convinced about the quality, but they try to convince a prospect, thinking a prospect is a fool. Remember, irrespective of what you say, your prospect is always connected to you through an invisible connection. Right now, as I'm talking to you, there is an invisible connection between your mind and my mind. Whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm feeling, it is getting transferred. So selling is a transference of feeling. Number 3, and this is my most favorite definition, selling is solving people's problems at a profit. So there are 2 things which has to happen. You have to solve people's problem and you should make a profit. If you are not solving people's problem, you are not selling. You are only conning. You are only cheating. And if you are not making profit, you are doing social service. You are not in business. So out of these 3 definitions, which one you like most, you can write in the chat box 1, 2, or 3. Or if you like all 3, or you like 2 and 3, or you like 1 and 2, whatever, you can give me the answer in the chat box. I will be going through the chat box in detail at the end of my session. All right. So now that we know what is selling, let's talk about why selling. Here are 5 major benefits of selling. Oh, okay. Increased influence over other people. People without selling skills are left behind. Recruiters have many more options before. Selling skills boot up your confidence level, and this forces you to think from others' viewpoint. So these are some of the benefits, and I have lots to cover, but I think I have only 5 more minutes. So I want to play a small game with you. I think it'll take time. So I'm going to skip this. Okay. All right. What I want to share with you is selling is a skill, just like all of this. Just like cycling is a skill, just like, can somebody tell me in the chat box how much time I have? What is that? Ira, can you tell me in the Zoom chat box?
4 minutes.
Okay.
4 minutes.
Okay. All right. So just like cycling is a skill, just like swimming is a skill, driving is a skill, running is a skill, cooking is a skill, selling is a skill. And here is one favorite quote of mine: an average product with great selling skills will always beat a great product with average selling skills. But a great product with great selling skills is unbeatable. So ask yourself whether you agree or not. And here are the 7 steps of selling. It's called paid accounts. It stands for pre-sale, approach, identify need and problems, demonstrate solution, ask for the order, clarify doubts and handle objections, sell, seal, and service. This is a 7-step process we designed. This is patented 25 years back. We have tried in every single field, and it has worked. Who would like to get a free ebook which will give you all these 7 steps in detail, a 14-page ebook? If you would like that, here is, just give me a second. Yeah, so it is bit.ly/W Your Sales ebook. Okay, so you can go there, or you can send us a WhatsApp on this number given. And here are some of my social media handles. And I post in Facebook and LinkedIn, Instagram. I post minimum 2 posts every day, every single day, morning and evening. I've got more than 150, 160 videos on our YouTube, and we have got our website. So if you'd like to know more, you can connect with us. It has really been a pleasure talking to you. I am normally used to do a 2-day training program, 3-day training program. I'm not used to do half-an-hour training program. The minimum I do is 1.5 hours. And this has been, I really want to thank Vishalji to make me understand what can be covered in half an hour, not even half an hour. It has been about 23, 24 minutes, but I have really enjoyed talking to you. If you have enjoyed talking to me, give me whatever your takeaways in the chat box, or you can send us a WhatsApp. So thank you very much, and over to Aditya and Ira.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. It is truly overwhelmed, and I'm speechless by the knowledge of the business speakers which we have around. So, thank you very much, sir, for your valuable inputs. And yeah,
Yes,
So,
Mr. Aditya, even I would like to add that, when we
add
have
something? Yeah.
speakers like him, so the concept of time, it just evaporates, I think. So I was so involved and I was so in with his, presentation. So Aditya, yes, please, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. And